What is up, everybody? Verse TV here today, and we have to talk about the UK CMA's decision about the Microsoft Activision Blizzard merger. They have gave their sentiments about this thing, and they have concluded that Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal will not result in a substantial lessening of competition in console gaming services because Microsoft is unlikely to withhold Call of Duty from PlayStation. So CMA approves this deal going through. So people pretty much are saying that this deal is most likely going to go through at this point. That's what the experts are saying. Like, there's not too many factors that can possibly prevent this from going through. And with this news broke, Sony fanboys just had a bad day. The zealots were depressed that entire day. This entire weekend, actually. I don't know why they were so mad about this deal possibly going through, but they were definitely in a state of sadness. Like this guy right here. They said a picture is worth 1,000 words. This one is worth 70 billion. At first, this guy's super happy, saying CMA blocks Xbox Activision deal. I'm happy as hell. Why would you be happy about that? But then we get the news. It's a quick change of expressions right here. Xbox owns Call of Duty. I'm sad now. Why is this dude sad? What the first thing that came to mind when I saw this thumbnail is that the scene from Avengers Infinity War where Peter Parker's disappearing, he's like turned into dust. He says he gives that speech to Tony Stark. That's the first thing I thought of. Like, what are you sad about? What cataclysmic event happened that you're sad now? I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Why don't you feel so good? I'm like, geez, they had like this end of the world that Call of Duty. It's most likely gonna stay on PlayStation still, but the exclusivity deals are finally done. That's not gonna be on PlayStation anymore. But what are these guys sad about? Why are they making these crazy thumbnails, videos? I'm sad now. Like, this is just ridiculous. A grown man said, I'm sad now because of the deal went through. Like, okay, that's just hilarious. But there's more. There is definitely more. Another Sony fanboy states, this is a terrible decision. A dark day for the industry is upon us. It's comparable to Trump winning the election. Okay, that was what kind of threw me from a loop. Like, what are you talking about? What does it have to do with Trump winning the election? Like, okay, well, I don't get that, but I guess I won't buy another Activision game again. I'll just support my Japanese publishers, EA, Ubisoft, a few indies, Nintendo, and a Sony's first party. I am good with that. Now, he says he is not buying another Activision game again. Why is that? Why do these people just hate Microsoft? Like, what did Microsoft do to these guys for hating them so much? You just not gonna buy any Activision game again? Like, why? You could just play the games on PC or Xbox, or most likely Call of Duty is gonna still remain on PlayStation. So this is just weird. And the fact that he says just a dark day, like it's the end of the world apparently. These guys have like a weird hatred for Microsoft. It's just bizarre. It's just really bizarre. They really just fear Microsoft being the top dog for once. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. They don't want someone to lose their position at all. The fact that you're going to the point of saying you're not going to buy their games anymore is just real weird. Really bizarre. The next one. The future of the industry looks like Microsoft will feel comfortable and reassured enough to continue buying publishers in the name of player choice, making any regulatory effort basically redundant. It's kind of a dark day, but y'all asked for it. Once again, with the whole dark day. Didn't the other guy say something similar? Yeah, it's a dark day. Did I miss the memo where it's like the apocalypse is going to happen now? Like, we're going to see all the gates of hell just open up? Like, what are they talking about? It's just video games. Potentially, the series being exclusive, but that's the worst that can happen out this situation. Like, what are they talking about? Like, the end of the game industry is about to happen. Like, whatever. It is just weird because they all share the same sentiment. Like, why? All three of these guys share the same sentiment that the game industry is just about to end because Microsoft owns the Activision Blizzard, which the main game is Call of Duty. I didn't know Call of Duty had that much weight, but apparently it does. It has these guys feeling like like the world has ended, apparently. Once again, you see the most craziest things on social media because once again, these are grown men acting like the world is about to end because the merge is about to go through. It's just wild. Last off, we had this guy write a essay in Twitter about his butt hurtness pretty much about this deal going through. And this guy says, we all knew their corrupt tweet was coming. So this is the Red Dragon. Do I want to read all this? I don't know. This is a whole essay. I'll read some of it. The government has a long history of talking tough and doing nothing that should be done. Microsoft has poured billions into lobbying efforts over the years and get plenty of business from those who are supposed to be overseeing them. They have a very cozy relationship, and with that, I believe ultimately the Activision deal will go through, though probably with some concessions. It's a very short-term win for gamers. Xbox fans will likely have more games to rent. That's literally the only benefit for them, as games will come to Xbox whether the deal passes or fails. Long-term is bad for the industry. Will be more layoffs and less competition. How would that lead to more layoffs and less competitions? Less competition, like, explain that. Doesn't make any sense. Fewer players to enjoy Activision games just because we've seen with Bethesda. Yes, like Sony doesn't do the same thing when they get a games exclusive to their platform or make exclusivity deals. Out of all the studios at Microsoft, how many have delivered quality AAA consistently? Plenty. Well, 2 if we're generous. Where's it getting this 2 number from? I'm like, these guys must be having amnesia. Like, once again, not too long ago, 2021, they won Publisher of the Year on Metacritic. They kept delivering banger after banger. This year, the most anticipated game of the year is Starfield. Like, what is he talking about? And one's a car series that is on cruise control. This is a track record if you want to run with one of the game's biggest publishers and studios. Okay, so just some reason he just discredits the Forza series for whatever reason. Yeah, whatever. Prices will rise. Microsoft is definitely playing a loss leader, and you're all gonna pay for it in the end. You're gonna pay, you guys. You hear this? You hear this from this guy? You're gonna pay because you're fine with this deal going through. Because you're not having a meltdown about this or a cry session, and you're gonna pay for it. Is what he's saying. It's a shame Xbox didn't use billions to create new IPs and studios, but instead wants to consolidate and shrink the competition. That is not winning. That's not moving the industry forward, as layoffs of thousands in the process and look to bring AI into every aspect of their business. Once again, where are these layoffs coming from? Probably the layoffs are going to come from people who probably need to be laid off to begin with, who probably weren't doing too much to begin with, but where's this massive layoff conspiracy coming from? This deal is going to be bad for everyone in the end, but everyone seems to only care about what happens in the short term and how it means that even fewer games they'll have to buy. Okay. As a consumer, I want to worry about how less money I got to spend, so it benefits me. I don't see why. I'm not understanding how this is hurting gaming. Like, I don't get it, but. And he sounds so salty when he says Xbox fans will likely have more games to rent. Okay, is that a bad thing? Xbox games can rent games? Like, once again, I'm not seeing the negatives about this. But he made a whole essay about this. Like, really, I just don't get it. Cry me a river, pretty much. Just, as he's licking Sony's shoes, okay. Who hurt that, man? I don't know. What is wrong with all 3 of these people? Like, he says he's sad. He says a dark day. He said there's another dark day. What is wrong with these people? What did Microsoft do to these guys? I don't know. Dude is hurt. Look at all this misinformation. Yeah, he's just spouting misinformation and conspiracy theories that's about to happen. None of this has been confirmed. Like, what is wrong with these guys? Why do you think the whole game industry is about to end? It's just ridiculous. Ponies crying about everything, everywhere, all at once. That is pretty funny. Yeah, it's definitely a whole dam full of salt being poured out here. Not reading that Declaration of Independence. The best part about Elon Musk taking over Twitter, he made the rant spectacular. Love how he knows the relationship between all these powerhouses. This isn't their week for Twitter. I think they need to take a little vacation. Yeah, these guys need to take a sabbatical from Twitter with this news. I don't know why it affects them ultimately, but they are really not taking this news well. As the kids like to say, they're down bad, apparently. The salt is glorious. Phil played Jim, and now they may be left with a $7 turd in hand with a 10-year deal for Jim. Yeah. Red Dragon on his way to stop the Activision Blizzard deal. Oh man. Red Dragon is out here like stop the count. I still don't get the whole correlation with the Trump election. Like, what are you talking about? Like, are you thinking people are gonna raid the Capitol now? Like, what does that even mean? Like, what is? I don't even know. I'm not even trying to fathom what that even means when Trump winning the election has to do with this deal going through. Like, okay, they just say anything on here. They just say anything on here. But let's see the average person's reaction to this about this deal going through. Sony fanboys are definitely not having a good day. They are definitely, I don't know why. That's like possible. All you have to do is buy an additional console. Like, it's nothing today. I don't see that game is. Like, just think about this. If you are truly butthurt about this, let's say they do make everything exclusive. The most you gotta do is buy another console. The Xbox Series S is constantly on sale for like $200. Or just buy an Xbox Series X for $500. It's like, between that time period, if you could just buy another console. I just don't understand it. Why they're so butthurt about it, but who knows? Useless morons. Jeez. Apparently this guy is that butter. He calls the CMA useless morons. Okay. Jeez. Salty much? Looks like things are finally progressing in some way. Yeah, more than likely this deal is going to go through at this point. That's because Xbox is a failing brand that hasn't come close to what PlayStation is doing. Meanwhile, okay, it's a failing brand, but you're crying. These guys are crying all day about this deal going through. If it's such a failing brand, why do you care? And then they're begging for games that Xbox has exclusive, like Starfield and Redfield constantly. So, these narratives change like the wind. I think they just throw a dart, at a dartboard to pick a narrative at this point. Like, okay. Xbox needs to find its own way, not copy what Sony and Nintendo did. They did good with the 360 for sure, except from the 30% or failure rate. I feel the crying here. Yeah, definitely a lot of butthurtness in this statement. Like, if you think Xbox is failing, you are delusional. Like, once again, Xbox One generation, you can say that, but this generation, like, really? Sony fanboys can't talk about anything else but Xbox, and it's Saudi. They want their exclusives. Can you really say the brand is failing? It's only increasing at this point. It's only growing at this point. So when Microsoft buys this, can't Sony fire back with buying Rockstar or From Software? Well, if you think they can buy Rockstar, you're delusional. It'd be From Software. They could probably buy From Software, but definitely not Rockstar. Just signing at this point. Oh yeah, that deal for that contract. It might be too late now. It might be too late at this point. If the deal's gonna go through, then why would Xbox do a deal with Sony? I mean, most likely it's gonna go through at this point. Why make a 10-year deal? They can just do what they want with it at this point in time. So, no contract for Sony. Give them a 720p version of Call of Duty. That's messed up. Xbox players when the new Call of Duty drops day one on Game Pass. I'm definitely gonna be happy. I'm gonna spend $30 on a new Call of Duty game. The old Call of Duty games are most likely gonna be in Game Pass. I'm a happy camper with this news. So now I guess Sony doesn't get a contract. Guess they should have signed. Yeah, they shouldn't have been like, I'm gonna just block your merger. They should have signed it from the get-go and stop being stubborn with this nonsense. Which Jim Ryan might be getting a boot. I don't know. He might be getting a boot because Sony, this is like their bread and butter. Like, this is the heart and soul of PlayStation, Call of Duty. So I don't know. He might get the boot at this point. Come on, Phil. I was just joking. So how about that 10-year deal, eh? So that's what Jim Ryan's gonna say to Phil now. Oh man, fanboys right now is Joe over. Okay, Jim Bryan be like, "Come on, Daddy Phil. I was just joking around when I said you wouldn't hurt competition. Okay, so now you can offer the 10-year contract again." Yeah, he definitely has to bend the knee at this point. Like, yeah, definitely some Game of Thrones stuff going on. You definitely got to bend the knee if you want some. The exclusive deals is definitely gone. But if you want any type of like leeway with Call of Duty, definitely gonna have to bend the knee. Kotaku journalists now. Oh, nah. Are they saying the Kotaku journalists are secretly Sony fanboys in disguise? I don't know. Jim Ryan should be calling Revenue right now to sign the paper. And now Sony is going to chip away, which will be without a parity agreement for Call of Duty. Jim Ryan hurrying back to his office from lunch to find out that your deal is still on the table. Like Forrest Gump. Wow. Jeez. What the hell is this? The only option Sony has at the moment is wow, this is a creepy image, is to say I'm sorry. Wow. Let's move from the image. But yeah. Definitely are. Even though that image is very weird, they're definitely in a position they gotta like question. They definitely gotta pretty much kiss Microsoft's butt at the end of the day. Which is like a complete chess move to get Call of Duty. The dude gets some type of, I don't know, legal Call of Duty. Because I'm pretty sure Microsoft keeps Call of Duty on PlayStation. They can make a lot of money by making money off the PlayStation gamers. Or they make it completely exclusive. They could make it completely exclusive. They would not make as much money, but it would definitely hurt the PlayStation. So he definitely got, Jim Ryan is going to do some sucking up to Phil Spencer at this point, or Microsoft in general. Does Sony really think they'll stop this deal? I don't know. Apparently so. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to include it right here. I don't know why this deal has these guys so butthurt. At the end of the day, I mean, you can just buy an extra console. It's not that serious. It's really not. They are really just distraught about this news, though. Like, once again, you got someone making a video saying they're sad now. What's going on here? What's going on? But yeah, definitely a rough day for these guys, but a lot of salt to be had. a lot of jokes can be had at these guys' expense because they're taking this news like it's the end of the world. Apparently, once again, it's a dark day. It compares to Trump winning the election. The end of the world, a dark day as well. It's the end of the industry as we know it. Apparently, to these guys, I don't get it, but you know, that's these guys. But definitely want to see your thoughts and opinions down below about these. These guys having meltdowns and giving their like eulogies. Is that the right word? You give like a depressing speech about something, a eulogy, like this about to be doom and gloom or something. I don't know, but they think it's over. They think the industry is about to be kaput at this point in time, which I don't think so at all. But you know, maybe it's just the opinion of Sony fanboys. They think it's just everything is over at this point. But it's like, yeah, I mean, they could just buy an Xbox, you know. But I guess that's just too hard or whatever reason. I don't know. But definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like for this video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.